Hello, everybody, and welcome to the False Prophets podcast. It is a beautifully cloudy day in New York City, and Mr. 21 Savage, 21, is talking some shit.
Dead ass, man. Well, hold on. Can we just acknowledge something right now?
What's up?
I think, like, our level of fame is getting up there.
I think so, too.
I mean, there's something different about this, guys. I don't know if you noticed.
There is something.
But, I mean, I think our living room doesn't look the same.
Are we not still in the apartment?
I don't think so.
We're not.
I think this was like a hidden, like, latch under my bedroom or some shit. Then I found, like, some sort of, like, sex toys and everything, and a spinning wheel, and the man was spinning. I'm like, hey, I can use this room, but I'll get right back to you.
This is the dungeon where they keep Joe Rogan.
Yes.
They only let him out to talk about crazy conspiracy theories and prop up Alex Jones' credibility.
Yeah, right? Whenever Alex Jones comes out.
Exactly. They pull Rogan out of the basement.
Oh, man. What's up, everybody?
Animal.
It's the False Prophets podcast, baby. And we got back
baby.
into it, man. Let's talk about this guy, man.
Yeah,
21.
man. Let's talk about it, bro. There's a lot of random shit going on. So as you guys know, Mr. Nasir Jones, one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time,
GOAT,
just released the third installment of his album series, King Disease 3. If you haven't listened to King Disease 1 and 2, they're great albums.
Definitely.
Especially like King Disease 2. I mean, that won a Grammy.
Crazy.
Last year as well. And I mean, just tremendous. People have been waiting for this album to drop for quite a long time, a very long time. Or at least I thought people had been waiting to drop, because apparently, according to 21 Savage, no one's been waiting at all.
Only like his family members.
Yeah, it's just not his family members. Like he's the retarded kid at a Little League baseball game. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, bro! Like, yo, how infuriating was it when you heard that shit from this guy? Yo, boy, first of all, you just dropped a whole piece with Drake.
Yes.
Cool. It's like Drake just put a battery on his back because Drake just like God knows how many people, and then he's like, I feel like I need to do something, and then he just wanted to like say some dumb shit like that about Nas.
I think he's just feeling himself right now,
bro.
I think he's just
He's feeling himself.
I did an album with Drake and I kept my own pace on it, and I think he feels. He feels like he's hot shit right now. And I get that. I think that's cool to own that and understand that, but I think you also have to own and understand that, relevance is different for everybody. That's the whole thing. He was saying basically that, Nas is irrelevant.
Yes.
And the whole big, I think, argument that a lot of people have been giving him as a rebuttal is, what does relevance actually mean, though? Does relevance only mean the youth, or does it mean people willing to watch him, see him, buy his albums? Because if that's what relevancy means, if it means the second thing, then he clearly still is relevant.
But listen to what he said. He said specifically that Nas is only relevant to his group of fans. Like, we're Nas fans. He's basically saying, like, 80s babies, like us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, early 90s babies. Like, that's like a sign of disrespect, because I have cousins born in the 2000s. They're like, yo, Nas is the shit.
Well, it's also,
I like this guy.
It's also fucking ridiculous because, I mean, you can kind of say that about literally any artist. Oh, he's not relevant. He just has his fans. Doesn't having fans mean relevant?
Exactly.
It's like you're talking in circles, essentially. You know what I mean? And it's like, listen, 21 Savage, because I know you were going to be watching this episode of False Prophets. He's a big fan. He's a big fan, guys. He's into the show. Hits me up all the time.
He called me.
Me and him, we sit around and we talk about Math Hoffa, and you know what I mean? We have our talks. Me and 21, we have our talks. 21. That's what I say to him. That's how I start conversations when I'm disappointed in him. I go, 21.
Yeah, that's hilarious. It's like when your mother calls you by your first name and your last name.
21.
Is that even a 2 and a 1? You're spelling it out.
21. But
I think I fucked up.
It's like, yeah, bro, you did.
Stupid ass tattoo in his
Shit.
This dude got the weirdest fucking. Yo, this guy looks like a fucking Goomba on Super Mario. Like, I swear to God, bro. Like a Goomba with tattoos.
Oh, yeah, he's an interesting looking guy.
He looks fucking funny as fuck.
He's like a Simpsons character come to life.
Oh, my God.
He's like with those like with the teeth and the fucking nose. And
Apu's ball son or some shit.
Like, this thing is a cartoon. He's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like you ever see that in
Yeah.
like old '90s movies where
Yeah.
they draw a cartoon and the cartoon would get ripped off the paper and
Yeah,
become
yeah,
like
yeah.
real?
That's slapped into real life. Yeah,
That's
that's
like
exactly
what he is. Like he is drawn
That
by
is so
somebody.
funny because when you put him to the side, you see like the Simpsons, like they have like that. Yeah.
Those like jagged lines.
Jagged, yeah. He's like has a jagged ass face. There's no curvature.
That's a jagged nigga if I've ever seen one.
Jagged ass.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Design this one,
Dude,
you
man.
know,
But you know,
yeah.
no, like what pisses me off is just like, yo, say what you're gonna say and then just stand on it. Don't fucking pedal back afterwards when you're getting backlash all over the internet. Mind you, he said this shit on the corniest platform that nobody gives a fuck about. Clubhouse.
I know.
The only two motherfuckers that is in Clubhouse is Wack 100 and him.
I know.
That's having like
I know.
cordial conversations, and then you got like these, and it's literally their fans. Their fans
Yeah.
are gonna actually agree with them, like, yeah, who the fuck is Nas? This and that. But then we are here. You know, the main,
You're like, what the hell?
his main fans are like, first of all, I would never get on Clubhouse. Fuck that shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like people who actually have brain cells wouldn't even be on that.
That shit is lame.
Hence, 21 and Whack.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, whatever. Like, that whole shit, that's what pisses me off because it's just like, don't fucking pedal back, bro. You
No.
said what you said, keep standing on it. And the only reason you pedal back was because fucking Nas's brother was like, yo, 21,
Jungle,
you
yeah.
whack as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you whack as fuck.
But the whole thing is, listen, it's like, you know, if I was talking to 21, if I, you know, I would be saying 21.
21.
Listen to me, brother.
Just drag that last
You have to. 21. You're a tremendous rapper. I love your bars. I feel like, honestly, since he's come out, he's gotten so much better. He's one of those few rappers who he hasn't declined, he's inclined. He's gotten higher and higher over time, not just in popularity, but in talent. And what I would say to him is he's somebody that is going to, you know, kind of stand the test of time, I think, for rap. And you have to realize that, dude, like, rap is changing.
Right.
You see what I mean? Like, rap is getting old now. So, like, it did used to be about the hot thing. It still relatively is about the hot new thing. But at the same time, the people that, you know, found rap when it first started, the people that were born when rap was already started in the 90s, they're all getting older too, and they still want to consume new projects by people. You know what I mean? So there's a total market for that now, where 20 years ago there wasn't.
Right.
There wasn't. In 2004, like, niggas weren't listening out for the Sugar Hill Gang. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, and then you also got to think about with streaming and everything, how things change, right? Like, back in the day, if this was the 80s or 90s or something like that, if you had like a boring ass suburban dad who wanted to listen to the music that he listened to when he was young, he would either have to have a whole cassette collection of all those things, or a bunch of vinyls that he listens to in his basement, in his little like man cave area. Now everybody's got a cell phone that they can stream anything that they want. So there's a 50-year-old man who grew up on like KRS-One and all that type of shit.
Yeah, all that shit.
All sorts of even older niggas like Busy B and all these like old ass MCs and everything. You know what I mean? Like, he grew up on that, and now he can listen to it, and it does increase their sales. So there's a market for that. What I'm saying, 21, is, nigga, in 20 years you're gonna be Nas.
You're gonna be irrelevant.
You're gonna be.
There's gonna be the hot thing, the hot new person that's gonna say the same thing to you.
Yes.
And then you're gonna feel disrespected.
But you're also gonna be able to still sell out the Garden, because you're gonna have your loyal ass fan base that is watching you. So it's like you're gonna be in that position. I really think 21, like, in 20 years from now, he's gonna be seen as a legend. He's gonna be in that T.I., at least in the T.I. realm. At least, bro. This nigga has made so many fucking hits.
I don't think T.I., bro.
Bro, he's made so many hits.
We're talking Atlanta specifically.
No, I'm talking about in hip hop. Period.
I don't think he's a T.I., bro. I think I put Kodak as a T.I. before anything. Yo, Kodak is way better than him.
Do you hear these people?
You telling me Kodak isn't way better than him?
No, he's not.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, he's not. You're out of your
Get the
fucking
hell out of
mind.
here, bro.
You're out of your
Kodak
fucking
is
mind.
way better than 21,
Kodak
bro.
Black is not better than
Shout out to
21
Kodak because he actually protected Nas.
This is insanity.
Bro, Kodak is way better than him. Kodak, even though you don't understand what the motherfucker is saying. Hold on. Let me defend myself. Nah, shout out to Kodak though.
I like Kodak. He's fun.
And Kodak actually defended him too.
Yes.
Kodak defended Nas.
Yes.
You know see what I'm trying to say?
He has a great head on his shoulders. I love the
No,
kid.
he's dope as fuck,
He's a
but he
sweet
actually
kid.
has lyrics, bro. When he's
not
not
saying
fucking
don't.
trying to like slur his words and shit, he actually makes sense.
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying
Right.
that 21 has, and this isn't even in popularity, but 21 has 1 million hits, bro. He has so many fucking hits, and where he's actually like rapping his fucking ass off. Like
That's now though, if you think about it. You said it earlier.
that's now.
Let's
That's 2
agree.
years. That's
No.
That's
He's
now.
rapping
That's
now.
now to 2018.
That's-
running.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. He's just now doing that shit. Kodak's been slapping even since he was. When did Kodak get arrested?
Kodak just got good
No, hear me out.
3 years ago.
No.
2 years
No.
ago.
No. Hear me out.
And I always thought Kodak
was
could rap,
arrested
but he was one of those
during
people
the
who
whole
purposely
Trump
rap shit.
administration. I think it was like, matter of fact, I think both of these motherfuckers got good at the same time because when did Trump come into office?
2016.
16. Okay. That's when Kodak got arrested. I think his second year. So maybe these. Okay, I mean, let me backtrack a little bit. I think both of them is rapping now. But if you think about it, hold on. If you think about it though, because I heard a freestyle of Kodak while he was in jail, and that motherfucker was spitting. But this time he actually made sense because he was like articulating every fucking word. Obviously, you're on a jail phone. But then when he's on the internet, he's but then you're like, let me see what the fuck this nigga's saying. But like, he actually makes some real. He makes sense, bro. He's just fucking around.
I'm not
but
saying
if he was really serious about his material, which last thing I'll say. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
But supposedly, I don't know. He might be signed to like Kendrick. That whole thing, that PG Lang. I hope so.
I mean, maybe
because that shit will be dope for him.
I think it would help his image.
Of course, I think he just
gets,
dropped his last piece, and that's it. Now he's like a free agent.
If he goes to TDE, I think that'd be a great idea because they can actually because he is a good rapper.
PG Lang, not TDE.
Oh, okay.
Kendrick Lamar shit. So I try to say that I think it'll really like. They'll try to focus more on like, yo, let's make you actually like, let's make people
he wastes his talent.
Yeah, dude,
I think he puts all his shit rather into lyricism, into pure energy.
Right.
And I understand that, but it's like, and I like energy songs too, but it's like you need to mix these things together a little bit more.
Listen to that last album.
I know. I'm not. I'm not saying
that's what I said. I know cutting you off. It's just I'm trying. But my whole thing
I'm
is
saying
like,
he's good. He's good. He's a good lyricist. He is not better than 21.
I don't
by
know, man.
by literally.
All right. When we get to the crib, let's throw on like
and then
top 3 albums. Top 3 albums.
Me over and over
top
again.
3 albums, and then we come back next week
because you're gonna run dry. You're gonna run dry.
All right, you sure?
Yes.
We're gonna do albums or we're gonna do tracks? Top 20. Let's do our own verses.
Let's do.
That'll be nice. Our own verses.
Tracks.
Yeah. All right, bet.
Tracks.
All right, bet.
Okay.
That's it. Seal.
Okay.
Next topic. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, right. Phil. We've been going for a minute, so we had a lot of
man.
pent-up arguments.
Oh man,
we haven't been able to do that yet.
Dude,
so
man,
it's been quite a while, man.
Plus, I was sick. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, it's all
that
right.
whole cold is going around, bro. Like everybody's getting sick.
Yeah, man.
Dude, like.
I had a stomach bug the last 2 days.
Yeah, you was fucked up.
Yeah,
but then,
yeah.
like, when I got sick, like, 10 of my mans got sick. And then the girls and then kids and shit. And I'm just like, God damn.
Bro.
This is the season. Everybody, y'all better bundle up, man, because this is the season where, like, you get fucked up. You don't even know if it's COVID anymore.
Shit is crazy
You know
out
what I
here,
mean?
man. Shit is crazy out here, bro.
I'm not trying to get vaccinated or none of that shit. I'm done with dumb shits, man.
Yeah, but
I'm done with dumb shits.
what's next on the docket? What's the
So
other
next one- I mean, you got the
storyline?
paper right there, baby.
I don't
This
read.
is the new studio, baby. Yo, so let's talk about, the 2 teachers.
Oh, yes.
buddy.
So apparently, what state was this in?
Arizona.
Okay, so apparently, this couple in Arizona, they're 2 teachers. They've been married for a couple of years and stuff.
Yep.
They work in the same school and everything. They work at a middle school.
Right.
And apparently, the middle school students ended up finding an exclusive OnlyFans that the couple has together,
Right.
in order to make money. These people they sent it all around. It got everywhere. These people were eventually fired. Okay, and basically the wife put out a statement online.
Right.
The wife, who's also a mother of 2.
Yeah.
Put out this statement online saying that basically the reason that they did that was because they don't make enough money from their combined salaries
and it's true,
to feed their 2 children.
Right.
So they essentially kind of had to do it. And they were already, and also too, I mean, I know there's probably somebody watching this who's like, yeah, I mean, the bitch could work at Popeyes. Like, you know what I mean? She get a part-time job.
Fuck.
You know,
that's a 21 Savage fan saying that.
Yeah, right. 21. God damn it. No, but I get that. But at the same time, OnlyFans can pay very well. And this mother too, she was already working extracurricular activities at the school. So she was a softball coach at the school, teaching girls softball. And after that,
she still wasn't making ends meet.
She wasn't making ends meet, and she even said she got a promotion with no pay raise.
You know what's more crazy, bro? So the thing is that, like, I think Arizona is number 1 in the states that pay the least to teachers. That's
really
1. And then 2, they also said that, like, going back, like, think about it, like the combined salary. That means that like the cost of living over there in Arizona is like fucking way high. Like, bro, we have to respect our teachers. Matter of fact, shout out to both of them. I thought it was
cheap in Arizona, no?
No, I thought it was cheap. Also, my homeboy Jermaine's brother lives out there.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask him. him.
Yeah.
But like, just the fact of the matter that's embarrassing for Arizona and that's embarrassing for the DOE.
And you got to think too. I don't think these people are living in Phoenix. They're living in like a random like suburb.
Yeah.
So it's like if someone who's living like out in a small town can't afford their lives with a combined income, bro, there's a problem.
You know what they're
and
gonna
this
tell
has been
them?
a long-lasting problem.
They're probably telling them like, oh, so move to the city. That's what they're gonna say. But then, I don't have money to move to the city.
Well, it's also too. I mean, the city is never less expensive. The city is always more expensive.
More expensive. That's what I'm saying.
So it's not like to tell them to move. So it's like go to a place
win-win.
that's more expensive because you can't afford it here.
Of
would
course.
be like a fuck off thing, and they probably would say that.
That's what I'm
they
saying.
Probably would.
And it
People are
sucks,
dumb.
man. It sucks because at the end of the day, man, they did their thing and they're doing their thing. So fuck it. She did actually. What's crazy is that she blocked Arizona from like her viewership of her OnlyFans, and it still made it over there.
Some weird incel did a fucking
Some
VPN.
weird dude with the VPN.
Yeah.
Put New York. Oh, that's Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah.
She got the yeeks.
Bro, I guarantee you it's like one of those kids, like his older brother or something, like heard about it or saw something, and he goes to college and shit and told his older brother, you know what I mean?
I think it's weird. No, I don't think it was that. I think it was when we was young. We was young. We knew our porn sites. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We had the illegal cable box. These kids nowadays, they can do anything. They can hack into cell phones, man. You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
Let me see what's over here in Arizona. All you see is get her back blown out. And it was in the school. That's the funny thing about it. I don't agree with that part.
Well, that was one thing.
In the school. I don't
she
agree
did
with
fuck in the school, which I was like, that's not a great thing to do.
That's not.
I think, she still would have been fired.
Yeah, she still was gonna get fired.
They're like kind of like a bit more conservative over there.
Yeah.
So she still would have been fired. But yeah, fucking the school wasn't that great. I will say though, thank you, to this lady. It has to be, commended a little bit that she's the first teacher in a decade to have a sex scandal that doesn't involve a child.
A child, yes.
So it's like, can we at least give her something for that? Shout out to the lady actually fucking her husband instead of like a 12-year-old.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I think we should all our fans, everybody who listens to this, let's sign up to their OnlyFans, subscribe for a month,
support them,
watch them shits. That's it. Support them for a month or two. If you like it, keep going.
Why not?
Why not? I'm actually gonna look for this chick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, why not?
That's the one thing too. They wrote it in the news article and shit, and I'm like, you didn't tag her?
You didn't tag her? That's what I'm saying.
Like, you're not even gonna give this. She obviously still has it. You're not gonna give her no money. Come on, dog.
Imagine how many women has the same name as her on OnlyFans.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
She must be cute. I didn't really see her face like
she
that.
sounds like she has like her. Voices are deceiving.
Wait, so you don't see her face? You just heard her?
I heard it on the Breakfast Club. But I didn't see her face. But I'll probably find her on World Star Pop or some shit.
She's probably cute. She's probably not hot.
Yeah.
But she's like cute and like to a 7th grader, probably, she's hot. You know what I mean? And so like they're like, oh my God. Bro, I remember, because all those kids, man, at that age, like you have nothing but like weird rumors about teachers and shit. And I remember in seventh grade, there's this one kid who told me that our science teacher, his name was Mrs. Sanchez.
Right.
She was really, really beautiful. Like, really so pretty, dude. And she's really, really cool, too. Super fucking nice. But he was like, he just, one day, he just, like, we're, like, dissecting, like, frogs or something.
Right.
And he just leans over to me while she's teaching. And he's like, hey, man, you know she did porn? And I was like, what?
Yeah, right.
What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, dude, I looked her up. Her name's Anal Amy Sanchez. And I was like, no, like, what are you talking about? What? That's crazy.
No,
yeah.
She's my favorite
Not my wife. Not my wife. Oh, no. You know? But then I'm like, and I spent years looking for that clip. Years on a fool's errands. I felt like I was a national treasure. You know what I mean? With the fucking, what's that, the cryptex shit with the messages? Like, I'm like trying to find Anal Amy Sanchez anywhere.
Oh, shit.
You know?
You still haven't found it.
Still haven't found it.
Fuck, you gotta put gaping in front of it. That's what it
Gaping Anal Amy Sanchez.
That's what it was. After all these years.
Yeah, man. She got the
Yo.
gas. GAAS. She got that gas, boy.
Yo, false prophets, baby.
Dude, but it's true. It's like you hear anything about your teacher,
Yeah.
and you're willing to go
Of course.
for it. So that totally makes sense that, these kids went straight Ocean's 11 on this fucking thing. Coming from the ceiling.
Yo.
I bet you they probably caught him doing. That's probably how there's something. I don't think it's just simply like a rumor started on. There has to be like one of them overheard something,
Yeah.
or saw something. You know what I mean? And then it led them to believe, like, I bet you they have an OnlyFans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like that's a strange thing for them, just like going a hunch. Like, even back then, we had internet porn and shit like that. And I had hot teachers, but I was never going on a hunch that my teacher was selling her body.
I think it's pretty, but listen to this.
It's way more commonplace
There's a
now.
lot of rumors within teachers, within faculty.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure she told somebody, like, yeah, I'm making this for
That's what I'm
extra money.
saying. They probably overheard something.
Yeah, they probably overheard the adults. Or there might have been some like weird kid, like I told you, with the whole
Yeah.
VPN. I just looked up a specific name and it was her name. And next thing you know, I was like, oh shit, that's my desk.
So-
and then to basically to make sure that it was her, he
Yeah.
went the next day to school and was like, yep, that's pussy. Snorting like coke, like
just a fucking reverse Randall.
like vagina.
Snitching on the
I'm
teachers.
saying, man.
That's so funny.
Nah, but yeah, that's crazy, man. But shout out to them, man. Like,
Yeah,
just-
hopefully they can make their money.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
listen, I see no problem with it. It's like, it's not, I feel like, listen, to each his own when it comes to that type of stuff. I don't necessarily like condone people having an OnlyFans. If I do, like, I don't like the idea. Like, I wouldn't date a woman who had an OnlyFans. That's not me. But if you're a married couple doing something together,
That's different.
That's different. That's you two doing your own thing, getting your money, whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not you fucking like, inviting some like random pizza boy over while your sad boyfriend beats off in the corner. You know what I mean?
Fucking cook.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do whatever you got to do. Make ends meet. You guys love each other. I'm sure, and teaching, the bar is so fucking low that I'm sure you can get a job somewhere else. I mean, if they let half of these women that get arrested get another job, they'll let you guys, fucking two willing adults who are married having sex, get a job too.
But if the content is great, just think about it. Just continue doing what you got to do. Pornhub is there. People subscribe to Pornhub now.
That is
People
true.
can actually like give money, just like Twitch, like give you money. And
That is true, but that shit does still affect your life.
No, it does affect your life.
Like,
And then
and
you
they
gotta
have
think
children.
about the kids in the future. Yeah,
I think they probably were like, let's do it while they're babies and make this extra cash and figure something
What's
out.
gonna happen? They're gonna figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
Adam 21.
Yeah.
he actually has a podcast with his wife.
Oh yeah,
and in the
Plug
podcast,
Talk?
he's
Terrible
constantly banging
podcast.
chicks.
It's a fucking awful podcast.
It is.
It's not good. And it's not a good podcast. And even the porn, I can't watch him fuck anybody. I feel like I just know, like, since I watched No Jumper,
Yeah.
now I'm like, I don't want to. For me, porn, I don't. When I watch porn, I don't like thinking that the person fucking the woman isn't me. So that's a big reason why I'm either watching black porn or interracial porn.
Right.
I almost never watch just like white porn. Like it kind of has to be like the chick has to be crazy hot and she's never fucked a black dude yet, so I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even then, I'm like, ugh.
I watch a lot of Ebony.
Yeah.
I think my dick is pretty black. Like,
I watch that shit. Like I'll watch like it has to
that's how I'm doing
be.
it.
I don't even do like. I'll be real with you. That's why even Bang Bros. I got a bone pick with you niggas sometimes, man. Because you be having nothing but Cuban niggas fucking these white bitches, and I'm like, can you let a nigga come in here and just tap that ass out? You know, sometimes, man. Can we talk about that? What is the deal with the porn industry sometimes where it's like they'll give their best year, like they'll give like a porn star's like best years to like white dudes, basically.
Yeah.
And then it's like once they're like 7
50
years
shit.
in, they're like, all right, I guess
Look
I'll
at
fuck
this
this black
MILF.
dude.
Yeah, like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh,
And it's always a helper.
Tired bitch.
It's always like a pool boy or some shit. Like, yo, why I gotta be the pool boy? Why I gotta be the cook?
You know?
The
Like, what
garbage
fuck?
man? Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I hate that shit, bro.
Like, this shit is kind of
That should be dry as fuck. Like, yeah, bitch, I don't want to hear you saying that. 'Cause
I know.
we don't do that. Like, people don't do that during sex. Like, there's never really anything like that. You know, like, think about it when you're in the bed. You probably grunt every once in a while. You don't be like, yeah, you like this dick, baby? Yeah, take this cock.
Manny, are you saying you can't pleasure your girlfriends?
Maybe. That's how I'm putting
You're like, it'd be quiet as hell in the bedroom.
Yo,
Right, fellas?
I'm all right.
I mean, it's quiet.
I'm a
as
fucking
hell.
serial killer. Just
My bitch a church mouse. That's what I say.
church mouse.
Nah, I know what
She
you
be
mean.
like, go. Shh. She's like, okay. Nah, but
I know what you mean. I
excessiveness.
know exactly what you mean.
I hate that
and
shit,
you're like,
bro.
chill.
Shit is
Like
so
you can
fucking
see in the
whack.
woman's face if she's enjoying it or not. Sometimes when they're getting pounded and they're not, and they can't even get a word out.
Yeah.
You're like, this bitch is feeling it.
Yeah. And you see that one tear. That eyeliner's coming off. You're like, this shit is real. Like, they forgot it. Like, they just took the script and just
Oh,
threw it
yeah.
out. This shit is real.
Oh, yeah.
Becky's getting hammered.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's it. She's getting pounded.
Oh yeah, when a woman either
Fuck that.
can't speak or she's like,
You know the silent.
yeah, that shit, nigga, you're hitting it. Nigga, you're hitting it. Hole in one.
He's in the
home
guts.
run.
He's in the
You're in the
guts,
guts, bro. You in the trenches, dog.
Yo.
You in the trenches, dog. Take no prisoners, nigga.
Those
Kill
are
it
the
all.
pornos I don't be like fast forwarding. Because you know, we just want to get to the point.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
let me just get my quick note
Yeah.
off. Nah, these
Nah,
are
that
the,
works.
those are the pornos. You're like, God damn, like, what's going on?
You pull out
I
the
hope she
notebook.
survives.
Pull out the loose leaf, like, all right.
Okay.
40-degree angle. All right. You're like, yeah, damn.
God damn.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Fucking,
That type of shit. Yeah.
for you to fucking bitch and her not fucking breathe,
Bro.
yo, you're the man, bro.
Bro, yeah.
You just
You getting
hurt
it in. You
every
getting it
woman
in.
in the world after this.
You getting it in. Either that
Shit.
or she has to be making those deep ass with.
And she cries.
Yeah.
Stomach hurts. It's my pancreas.
She got to sound like she saw a ghost.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
Woo.
So anyway, sign up for my OnlyFans.
Yeah, baby. Nah, but yo, I want to talk about
Yeah.
veering off from porn.
Yeah. We went into that was a tangent.
Yeah, it was so funny, man. Like, I was not funny, but it's kind of fucked up because it took me back to like the times when I was trying to get into clubs when I was young. I'll tell you this. So, these two plus size women, models specifically, they went out with some friends, and basically, I guess they were the last two in the back of the line, and then all the friends went inside. But then when it was them two, the bouncer looks at them. He's like, not today. I was like, whoa. It's like, he didn't let them in because they were big. And I'm like, yo, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then it took me back to like that. It was this one time I remember I went with my friends and everything. You know, I'm the shortest one in the group.
Yeah.
I'm 5'4". I count that half. 5'4" and a half. No, this dude said,
Jamie Foxx.
he looked at me. Yo, and mind you, I'm already 21.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's not teen night. I was like,
Yo, chill.
you motherfucker. Yo, he told me, I'm like, nigga, look at my ID. He was like, he's looking like if it was fake. Yo, I was like, bro. He was like, oh, you sure you're 21? I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. Like, yo, I was so pissed off. That shit took me back, bro. That shit hurt me when I heard that shit, man. Dude, like, I'm telling you, son, like, New York, they was so fucking, like, back in the days when you try to go to the club, it's like the bouncers, they had everything on deck. Like, they could tell you if you could come in or not.
Yep.
Yeah, you hear that shit about Atlanta and all this. No, but New York,
all the power.
Grimy as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Grimy.
Hell yeah, man. Because we got, bro, like, nigga, we have the type of rich people here are, like, on such a crazy high echelon that it's like when you go into a club, you can be mixing in with, like, anybody.
Yeah.
Any different type of person. So I think that's why it's like that whole, like, I'm the decider. I'm the chief of this whole fucking thing.
Right.
Like, nigga, I'm going to decide if you sit next to the Sultan of fucking Algeria.
It's but it's just so fucked up because, like, they always did that shit to, like, people of color and shit. Because I remember one time, like, my friend,
they'd be like, no Timbs, no hats.
Yeah, he said my boy had a hat.
And then let a white dude walk in with
a
Timbs
hat.
and a hat.
And I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, yo, he has. He was like, I ain't see nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, son, you black. Like,
Yeah.
we from the same people.
like,
What you
dude,
talking
you're
about?
such a
He's like,
pussy.
I ain't see nothing. I'm
Yeah,
like, yo, you just that house motherfucker.
Yeah.
That just
Of course.
you getting paid good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
like, fuck out of here, son. Like, yo, that shit pissed me off, bro.
man. But, it'd
be our own people, bro. Embarrassing the shit out of us. And that's the most embarrassing thing, too. I don't know. Did that ever happen to you? Get embarrassed on the line just to get in a club or in the lounge?
No, because I never really went to any clubs. I'll be honest with you. Okay. I've never been like a club guy.
Never.
Like, I mean, back when I was like a teenager,
right?
Like when there were like teen nights and shit, and it was like high school.
Yeah,
and shit.
you remember
I would
those.
do that because I mean, bro, like, actually, academics was talking about this and everything, and like. Basically, like Jersey club music, Philly club music, and Baltimore club music are kind of like coming back right now.
Yeah,
like the sound is resurging.
Scene,
Like Drake's whole album is just a Jersey club album,
right?
Essentially. So like that sound is coming back. And when I was young, I didn't realize that like that was an actual like era.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking back to it, and it's like that was an era, like because I remember like in high school, it just kind of came out of nowhere, like. All these kids started going to like nightclubs and be like Club Abyss back in the day, right off Route 22. This place is like fucking famous and shit like that.
I heard about Abyss.
Yeah. Club Abyss was mad fun. Sometimes you would have people from like New York and shit come out there.
I heard it on the radio all the time.
Yeah, it was like it's near Newark and all that shit.
There you go. That's why.
You know what I mean?
Right over the bridge.
Yeah, so it's not very far. So you would be like 15 and shit, and go there and shit, and they would have like the up top like kind of like house music, like white music essentially. And then you had the bottom, which was like Jersey Club, like type shit.
Yeah. Also,
a lot of
each
black
floor
people.
had. I think Hammerstein Ballroom was like that over here, and the Copa.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember too well, but I never really did Manhattan clubs like that. But I did more Brooklyn. And shit.
So I did that type of shit. They would have their foam nights and this and that and whatever the fuck. But after high school, I never went into a club.
Like, oh, you're done.
Yeah, I just did like once I could like drink, I was like, nigga, why would I
spend?
be in this loud ass place that's crazy expensive and like all this shit when I could just drink like a $4 PBR. Or even a $8 fucking good drink, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm really here to get fucked up and talk to girls, like.
Right.
And also too, I get like, when I can't hear somebody speak to me, I kind of like disassociate.
Yeah.
Like kind of pull away, and it's just like I don't know. I feel lonely when I can't hear people.
Yeah. And it's crazy.
They can't hear me.
Because,
I can't hear them.
Once they turn, they'll be like, yeah, and then they turn around, and then they're speaking to somebody else, and you're like. And all you hear in your ears is
yeah, and I'm like,
you're like, yeah, this is just disgusting. Yeah, I stopped clubbing.
I hate it.
Last time I clubbed probably was 2000, maybe 16, 17.
Okay.
From what I remember.
Okay.
And the last.
Tell me about what were your like club essential like things? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always somebody who brings like, Molly or ecstasy or some type of shit.
My
was
whole
you on
shit,
that?
We pre-gamed all the time.
Okay.
Because we knew that
so
shit was
vodka in a
expensive
water
as
bottle
fuck.
for you.
Nah.
I know that was your swag.
Nah.
This
I did do fucking crack.
had Tito's in a Poland Spring bottle. I know you did.
Yo, who didn't do that Poland Spring shit though?
With the button up with like 10 colors on it and a straight. Back in the days like 05, bro. Everybody
We had the
dressing
nips.
crazy.
We had the nips on deck.
You're all dressing business casual.
Oh my gosh,
Wild.
bro. I remember that shit. We used to sneak nips in and everything. It was easy on me. And then you put it on your crotch and shit like that. Put like 2, 3, 4 nips, and then you got 2 drinks and that's it. Mm-hmm. But then after that, I just started realizing like how much I hate clubs.
Yeah.
I fucking hate clubs, bro.
Yeah.
The last experience I had, that was kind of like a club was
when
I went to Jamaica. Like I told you. But Jamaica, it was dope because it was in, at the resort and shit.
Yeah.
All inclusive, so they had a nightclub. And then it was cool after a while, but then I'm just like, I really hate this shit. You know what I mean? Just makes no sense. I'd rather lounge where I can hear you.
Yeah, that's
listen
what I'm
to
saying.
good music, like volume 8, 10.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Somebody's playing pool in the background.
I don't mind the
Put some
music.
MGMT. There's chicks everywhere.
Yes.
That's my shit.
A nice
I
place
like
to
the vibe.
sit.
And the ambiance, too.
I love sitting.
That's it.
I need a nice
Who
place
doesn't?
to sit.
Everybody's stepping on your feet in the club.
Come
bro.
on, man.
I'm
like,
too old for this shit.
You know what I mean?
33.
I got big fucking feet, bro. I'm stepping on everybody's shits, bro.
I'm telling you, I got small feet and I'm still stepping on motherfuckers. That tells you something.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
You know, it fucking sucks. So it's like, like a lounge is like cool. You have your own little kind of like area. You sit down, you enjoy things and shit.
Yeah.
And listen, if there's something special going down at some sort of place or something, I might do it. You know what I mean?
Depending on the artist.
Depending on the artist or something, or the DJ. All right, I'll fuck with it.
Who would you club for?
Who would I club for?
Give me like top 3.
I don't know. I mean, maybe like Flying Lotus.
Flying Lotus.
You know? Fuck. What's that dude's name? Washed Out. I would definitely do that.
Washed Out. That was one of mine, yeah.
You know what I mean? I would definitely party with that dude. And what was that? There's one last like group that I used to listen to. Yeah, like that type of sound that I can't really think of right now.
Okay.
There's one guy named Gold Panda who I really like.
Gold Panda.
He makes a lot of really fun stuff too.
Got you.
And shit like that. So yeah, I'd probably do that.
You remember the group that you played for me that one in the room the other night?
Yeah.
That was, like,
Hawaii Part 2?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Who are they?
Oh, they're fuck.
I think they'll be like number 3 for me.
Yeah.
Number 1 will be Daft Punk. A Return of Daft Punk.
Okay.
Number 2 will be Empire of the Sun.
Okay.
Period.
Hold on.
That type of shit.
Yeah.
I go to hip hop. That's different because I'll go. You're never gonna see Kendrick Lamar at a club.
That's what I'm
You know
saying.
What I mean?
So it's a different thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, let me see. Because
You guys
the
gotta
life of
listen
me.
to these people.
Yeah, they're an amazing. It's an amazing
dope.
album.
It's dope. It's really dope.
I had to bring this nigga over. I was like,
yeah.
bro, you don't even understand. Yeah. But basically, they're like.
I'm gonna find it. I think I have it.
Their name is. Hold on. Oh, let me go to the artist. Artist.
We're gonna cut this.
No, we won't.
Hawaii Part 2 from.
Yeah, it's like a Japanese. See, that's why I didn't know.
Comprehension Amalgamation.
It might be that. I could see that on
Comprehension
YouTube
Amalgamation,
and other shit. They literally like. I just put the album because it's like.
Yeah.
They only have one album that they put out. It's basically.
Dope. I like to see them.
Yeah, and it's basically it's this guy. He used to have a band called Tally Hall, right? Which is kind of similar to what he does here. What he does here is a little bit more operatic and like kind of like more orchestras and shit.
Yeah.
Tally Hall is a bit more like poppy, a little bit more hip hop too.
Okay.
You should just definitely check them out.
Okay.
But yeah, through that, then you find Hawaii Part 2. I don't even know how I fucking found that shit.
No, that shit was because I hate musicals. I fucking hate musicals.
You're just not listening to the right shit. Like
I know everybody says that,
and
but
I also think too you're confusing like musicals and orchestral music. So there's like large ensemble band music that sounds like a musical. It's not like an opera.
Opera is different from orchestra.
Yeah. Like
right.
I would say like what you're listening to at Hawaii Part 2, right, is more like an orchestra.
That's
of
what
people
I like.
but take out the drum breaks on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you take out the drum breaks that Hawaii Part 2 has,
those fucking
and what's
breaks.
left, right, with the piano and that's like
musical.
orchestral music.
Orchestra. Okay.
You know what I mean? And basically musicals build off of that. So it's like that type of sound plus like certain, certain singing, certain
Right.
type that they might have. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. All
But
right.
there's people out there. I got some shit to show you.
All
Don't
right,
worry.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit,
I'm
tomorrow's
into that
Wednesday, so I'm basically coming to the crib. And
Yeah.
it's funny because like basically in where we live at, there's alternate side parking.
Yeah, yeah.
So then the days that there's no alternate side park, I'm like, shit, tomorrow's Wednesday. I can
know.
finally go to my bed. You know what I mean? Like, because it's so, it's hard to find fucking parking
Bro,
over here
it's
in New York
terrible.
City.
But can I speak? I
But
want
go
to bring
ahead,
this
last
back to music because speaking of music,
yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but Whack 100 has been talking a lot of shit lately.
Yes.
And he was talking about he's been saying a story which people have not decided if it's
it's
true
real or not,
or
yeah.
far fetched. And Whack 100, he knows how to get himself on the shade room.
Yeah.
He really knows how to place himself in certain places. If you guys haven't heard about this story, read about this story, basically Whack 100 was saying that him and an associate of his, Big U, were very close with Trick Trick. If you guys don't know Trick, he's in kind of like he's a rapper from Detroit. And I guess technically now old school. He
Yeah.
was coming out in like the early 2000s and shit.
Yeah.
Rapping with like Eminem and shit like that. Trick, he goes hard. He's he
Yeah.
does his thing.
Of course.
I'm not even talking rapper wise. Like he, as a guy, he's a very thorough.
Yeah. He's a thorough dude.
He's a thorough human being.
He's thorough AF.
Yeah.
If you were testing that shit.
Yeah.
Go
When
ahead.
it comes to the whole hip hop shit, when it comes to hip hop and rappers, he kind of runs Detroit in that lane. You know what I mean? And they were talking on Clubhouse, I believe, about checking in, the whole concept of checking in.
Right.
And basically, they were saying that checking in isn't always like simply extortion, like where you're just like, you got to hang out with me. A lot of times checking in is also to hold rappers responsible for certain things that they do, to other people in the industry and stuff like that. And
There's
to other
another
people
version
in
to
the
that, but keep going.
yeah. So I'll finish this. But basically, they brought up the whole.
Expound on that. Say it again. I kind of got confused with the last one.
So it's basically
They hold
like
them accountable just in case if they do something in the
yes,
in
if they do
Detroit?
something to the community. So like, let's say
then what
like
would happen
someone
in
comes
that
out to
sense?
L.A. Right? They're from Atlanta. They come out to L.A. Right?
Right.
They're running around some L.A. neighborhood. Right, and they're big and
Right.
famous, and they're treating every random nigga like shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Him and his goons go rob somebody for fun.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Nah, it's like, bro, like you have to check in so we know you're here. You know what I mean? And where you're gonna be just in case you do some fuck shit, so we can hold you responsible for the fuck shit that you do.
So the other checking in that I was talking about before.
Yeah, the other
it's
checking
just
in
really
is
short,
keep
and I'm gonna
safe
let you-
and yeah.
to keep them safe. Basically, let me know you're here because there are goons out here, and I'm just gonna make sure these goons know that you're here,
And-
not
and-
to fucking touch you because you know me.
And that's both.
There
It's
you
a
go.
mixture of both, and that's what
Gotcha.
they were kind of discussing, right?
Yeah.
So basically on the call, he was talking about how basically like that goes for anybody, for anything. You know what I mean? Like looking out for each other and holding people up and holding rappers accountable. So while they're talking about that, he talks about how basically Future owes Trick some money. They don't know. They never said how much the money was, whatever. But it must be
Some
a
shit.
large
A
amount of
lump sum.
money,
Yeah.
like a very large lump sum of money. Apparently, Future owes Trick this money. Right? He has never paid it or whatever the fuck. And apparently, Whack 100 and Big U, they just got off a flight from ATL, get there, or they might have been in Atlanta, I think, or it was LA. I'm not sure which airport. But they get off and they bump into Future in the airport, right? And they roll up on him and they're like, yo, you got that money for Trick? Because they're friends with him. So they're like, yo, you got that money for Trick? Apparently, Future takes off running,
Yeah.
or like at least dipping out on them, like
Right,
you know
right,
what I
right.
mean, trying to like fuck with him or whatever. They're following him all through this airport, They're hunting him down. He eventually gets to his plane where it's gonna be, and he tries like hiding there and shit. And basically, Wack was saying that they saw him there, they're about to roll up on him, but then Birdman called him because if you don't know, like Wack 100 is a part of Cash Money.
Right.
Yeah, he's through their like West Coast like sector and shit.
Right.
So he's part of Cash Money and everything like that. So apparently, like Stunner just calls him and he goes like, "Hey man, I know there's some shit going down. Leave that man alone.
That shit out. Yeah.
Like leave him alone, because obviously, bro, like Future's connected to Drake. Drake is connected to him.
Right.
So
he
he's
probably
like,
called
bro, this is
Drake
all
and
business.
hopefully,
Like,
yeah.
and basically, like Birdman was just like, yo, like leave him alone. I'll pay whatever the fuck he owes Trick. I'll pay. But just leave this man alone. And that is apparently the story. Right now, people are trying to decide if this is real, if it is not. They don't necessarily like know what's going on.
Right.
I will say my one thing, First off, it just sounds a little unbelievable.
Because you can't do that shit in the airport.
You can't do that.
You cannot do that shit in the airport. The type of security that's in there, and also, if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw a video on Instagram, Big U saying like, "Yo, none of that shit happened."
Yeah,
none of that shit happened. But maybe it's trying to cover up.
I could also see
I can see that, but then it's also like,
yeah, that's why.
But then I honestly will still go to like what I just said, like, bro, you can't do that shit in no airport.
No, you can't.
Ain't no way. Let me tell you something. If me and you are running inside of an airport,
bro,
and there's somebody in front of us, and if me and you next to each other, we're not screaming, we're trying to catch a plane. We're trying to catch a plane. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not screaming that shit.
Niggas with their security cameras are watching you.
Everybody's gonna be watching. There would have been
video.
These guys? Plus, it's Future.
Yeah, it's
and
Future.
Rock 100.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, bro.
It's totally different. Like everybody knows who Future is, and I think maybe what it was is I don't think it was as I think it happened, but it wasn't as heightened. This is what I say all the time about things. A lot of things are true. They're just not. But just what the person is telling you is an exaggeration.
Right.
You know. So I think what happened was they probably did see him. They probably did roll up on him. Yo, you got that money for Trick? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah. No, you got that money for Trick. Probably tries to walk away. You know what I mean? Or he just does walk away.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like, bro, we'll see you later. Once you get off that plane, once it's over, we'll see you, nigga.
And that's it.
And then he called Birdman, like actually worried and scared because he knows what type of shit Wack can get into.
Right.
And Birdman called him and told him to, let it off. But this nigga decided to put extra spice on it. He wanted to put some adobo on it. You know what I mean?
Some Lowry's.
Yeah.
some Lowry's.
Put the sazon on that shit.
Put that sazon on that. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I saw the story.
He just wants to be in the spotlight, bro.
Yeah, I think so, man. Because like Wack 100 is always doing something every month. It seems like it's like going back to what we said about like Kanye.
He wants to be the rapper.
He wants to be like the David Blaine of hip hop. I think Wack 100 is the same way. He wants to be. He
doesn't want to be the manager. He wants to be the rapper.
Yeah, he wants to, man. Just without the words, like just
exactly.
Yo, Drake, write a quick 16 for me, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah, that type
he wants
of shit.
to do that type of shit.
Yeah,
he wants to be like Eazy-E.
Why do you think this was, I don't understand why the fuck Clubhouse still exists, bro.
I don't know.
If Clubhouse didn't exist,
he's
honestly,
literally propping up that whole entire.
And nobody's going back to that.
No one's going on that shit.
But whatever.
That is short little craze. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit is weird.
Yeah. Once it was like, oh, you can only get invited to it. I was like, yeah,
that was whack.
It's not gonna work. Because once being invited becomes commonplace,
right?
Then there's not gonna be anything that attracts you to it, really. You know what I mean?
I wanted to go because, like, when I first heard, the whole rant that Kevin Hart did, because he was just like, people were saying that he's not funny, and then he actually got on there. He was like, yo, y'all gotta understand.
I was like, rant that Kevin Hart did. I was like, don't scare me.
No.
Is he canceled too?
He told Wack 100. No.
Yeah, is he talking about the Jews too?
No.
I'm like, please, no. Are we losing Kevin Hart? Fuck. Kanye, Kyrie. All the case.
Oh, man. Let's just get into that.
That spells the first letter out of all three. That's KKK.
Shit.
Kevin, Kyrie, Kanye, KKK.
God damn.
It takes three racist black guys to make one Klan member.
One Klan member.
Because of our racism, our shit is at a deficit. So even when we are racist, they're like, it's not really racist.
Dude, I wanna let's just get into this, and I guess
we might as well. Yeah.
That whole thing. All right.
Well, first off, hold on.
Right,
first off,
go ahead.
How do you feel about Chappelle's performance on SNL?
Let's go.
Okay.
Immaculate, perfect, beautiful. I love it.
I thought it was. I thought it was
amazing.
The fucking funniest.
Let me tell you
thing.
why. Because I understand it.
Yeah.
I understood what he was doing. I understand what comedy is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to his last special.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing was not being transphobic.
Mm-hmm.
He was giving an explanation. If somebody's transphobic, why would they have a trans friend?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then people are trying to say like, oh, yeah, he's just trying to cover up, blah, blah, blah. No, but listen to what he's actually saying. Mm-hmm. He never said that he hated that group, those groups of individuals. He never said that, like, hey, everybody, fuck them and this and that. He wasn't even making fun of them like that. Mm-hmm. He made that one joke like, oh, yeah, there was this one trans woman at the bar and I ended up kissing her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was still funny. He was telling everybody that, but it's like, just because it's a trans joke, like, you're going to fucking demonize the man?
Well, I think...
The last thing I'll say. So then for those, like, for that to happen, so that cancel culture, they're still doing their thing, whatever. Like, it goes over now because now this whole Jewish thing is like the new topic. And then he goes on and they're like, fuck, how can we get Dave, like, canceled?
Yeah.
Oh, he's being anti-Semitic. Mind you, there were Jewish individuals and even comics that were like, I'm Jewish. And this wasn't anti-Semitic at all.
No.
I understand. Going back to what I said, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the fact that he's shining a light to this.
He's just saying.
It was not hate.
He's just saying what everybody's thinking. And,
I love it, but go ahead.
And essentially, no. Well, that's basically what I'm saying. I mean, he's just saying what everybody is thinking in the world right now. Where, listen, obviously, when it comes to media or business and this, that, and the third, there, it's not a global cabal of Jewish people meeting in the shadows with cloaks on to discuss everything that they do. You know what I mean? But there are certain industries where there are a lot of Jewish people, and some of them do bad business practices, and some of them do use the word anti-Semitism to deflect from their bad business practices.
What was it that Dave said? He was like, a group of black people is a gang.
Group of Italians is a mob, and a group of Jewish people is just a coincidence and should never be talked about. And that's true. Like that's the boiling point of the whole entire thing. It's like why does everybody else have to take this on their back and like deal with shit, but it's like, as soon as anyone says anything, it's like, well, they can't exist. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
There was no malice behind it.
There's no malice behind it, and like we all know there's this. Listen, we all know that there's a certain amount of truth to everything. Yeah. To not everything, to some of the things that Kanye was saying, as far as like business and this, that, and the third. Was he doing it for selfish reasons? Of course. Yeah. But there is some truth to that shit, and we all know it. It's just like, it's just seen as like a faux pas to actually say it.
I think what he was also trying to say, what Kanye was trying to say with the worst words that he ever could have said it in, he was just like, man, look at Jewish people. They actually did so much by uniting. They created this. Jewish people created Hollywood. Can we agree?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't
so
think
then he's like, no. But that's what I'm saying. I think he's trying to say that in that sense, but then he added like, some of the shit he said was it was fucking wild. It was wild.
I don't think he was trying to say that. I think he was trying to say I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on that.
No, but hear me out.
I think he was trying to, and then he accomplished it.
No, but the thing is, it's like, he was just like, yo, we got... It was like,
I think he stuck the dismount on that one.
No, he fucked up.
He hit it. 10 out of 10.
It was done.
10 out of 10.
No, but he did fuck up the way he said it. But what I was trying to I was kind of like interpreting it like that. Like, yo, black people, let's get together and let's actually do this, because we can actually own stuff if we actually unite. But then also he started talking about like the disadvantages that he personally had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you can't put that, and then you can't say those things and then just like spew it out to the world and say, all these people are fucking crazy. That's where I'm just like, all right, dog, stop.
Well, yes, I get what you're saying.
Just the individual. That's why. Next thing I'll say, when we spoke about this, I think the last podcast. You said, with Lex Freeman, told him, okay, no, don't say those individuals. Don't say Jewish people. Say those people's names.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna understand your message. So that's what it is.
Yeah, I think even if he said their names, they wouldn't understand his message, because they're purposely trying to put him in a box of pure, unadulterated anti-Semitism. I also think Kanye West doesn't care about black people. I don't think that was the message he was trying to send at all. Yeah. I think he does things purely out of selfishness. He doesn't give a shit about black people at all. And when he was talking about Jewish people, it's about what they were blocking him from doing. And I think that's all he really gives a shit about. As far as Dave Chappelle, I think Dave Chappelle's quite the opposite. I think anyone that bothers black people or diminishes from the message that black people try to send, he has a bone to pick with. Which is why he had a bone to pick with the trans community and the LGBT community, because they were taking certain shine from black people, even at our own marches. You know what I mean? And then I think he had a slight bone to pick with, the kind of opinion of anti-Semitism against Kanye and Kyrie, simply, and not necessarily Jewish people, but the opinion that these two people had to be taken down, because he was like, listen, there is some truth to that type of stuff. We all just know not to say it.
Right.
And I think that's the one thing,
you gotta shut the fuck up in a sense. But
you gotta learn how to shut the fuck up.
It's like niggas is just getting like tired already.
Well, it's what we talked about before. It's what we talked about before. We're in this new generation, of actual
black wealth.
Black wealth, where it's like, I can say this. And even with Kanye West, it's like, Chappelle joked like, now he's barefoot with his chain out and everything, which is hysterical. But at the same time, he's like, only millionaires wear their wealth on their chest. He's like, I'm a billionaire. I don't wear jewelry. He's like, but it's true, man. But fuck, I don't even know what I was saying, but. Sorry, I'm tired, but...
Yeah, I know.
No, what was I saying?
No, but basically, going back to what Dave Chappelle was essentially saying, like, basically how, like, what the true message that basically black people are, like, being, like, lowered down in this, to another level.
Billionaires and all that shit. So that's really what it is. I think there's just a different class of people that it's like, yeah, you can, like, I have my own money now. Like, I'm not at the beck and call of these random ass companies. Now I'm so incredibly large that like I can do what I want. Even Kanye, right? You can clown Kanye all you want, but you know what? He's not a billionaire anymore, but he is still a high earning millionaire.
He is. He's just mad that he gotta ask somebody for permission.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you have these elites that
he shouldn't have to
ask
and he shouldn't have to.
No.
And he shouldn't have to. And that's the whole thing. So it's like I understand that. Why does he have to run things by people who have nothing to do with the way that he makes money?
Do you know what's so crazy that I heard this week? That Adidas is still gonna like basically throw out Yeezys, but they're gonna name it something else.
Yeah, they're gonna change the names, but you know what? They're still legally gonna have to give him a percentage of that because they're still using.
They're his designs, correct?
They're his designs.
That's wild, bro.
Even if they change the name and put like a little thing here, a little thing here, the basic foundation of it is still the Yeezy design, and thus they have to pay money.
I don't know.
What did they lose? They lost like 40% of their profits just by not being around him.
Wasn't it like? I think it was 54. I might be wrong. Maybe I was reading something else. It was like 54 or something.
54 or 45, something like that.
Something between.
In that range.
Fucking wild.
But that's wild. I mean, you think about it, nobody was really buying Adidas aside from like the Shell Toes or like the Stan Smiths. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all they were for, and like maybe like a tracksuit or some sweatpants. But that was it. And then he signed with Yeezy, and then it,
over.
It blew up. So it was it's a fucking whole thing, man. And that was another funny thing about Chappelle, where he's like, dude, it was founded by Nazis, and even they told him it was too much. It's like, so there's a lot of things happening.
He was like,
man.
the students surpassed the teacher.
Yeah, the students surpassed the teacher.
Oh man,
it was real, man. But to call Dave Chappelle's set anti-Semitic, I think is completely crazy. And for you to call that anti-Semitic, or to have a problem with that, it's like, well then, do you know what half of us go through on a daily fucking basis? And that's not to say anything about Jewish people and stuff, because obviously as a black person, I understand oppression, but each culture has their own thing.
Right.
Each culture has their own thing. So I don't mean to pile on or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, dude, on average, unless you're a Hasidic Jewish person, most people can't tell you're actually Jewish. Only a lot of Jewish people can tell if other people are Jewish, but the average person really can't and doesn't really care. So you kind of get to walk around as a regular white person, whereas a black person, a Hispanic person, an Asian person, where you see them, and then you see them, and they are different. Yeah. It is odd color, different. I mean, there's a reason why they had to fucking before or during the Holocaust or during World War II, they made Jewish people put stars on their coats. It's because they couldn't tell who wasn't Jewish and who was.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? They had to color code you to change it.
It's like in DR with the whole shit in DR with Trujillo and stuff like that. Basically, there's dark-skinned Dominicans, but then, Haiti, there's dark-skinned Haitians. So they used to tell them to say perejil. So perejil, right?
Yeah.
But then, Haitians couldn't pronounce, I think, the R. So they go perejil.
Yeah.
So, and then they knew you were Haitian, and then they stoned that person to death or shoot or whatever. Yeah, so it was kind of similar.
Yeah.
The word is similar to what the star thing is saying.
Exactly.
Which is wild.
Exactly.
It's just...
So it's nuts, man. And I mean, so I understand the whole process of oppression and dealing with shit and everything too. Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, for you to call something as small as that anti-Semitic and shit, it's like, dude, I mean, what what, you know, the average nigga goes through every fucking day. It's like 1,000 times worse than that. When someone's saying something that's anti-Semitic, it's usually just like, hey, Jewish people run the banks or something like that.
Right.
Or they run media. When somebody is racist to like a black person, they're like, these fucking niggers, what they come in, what they do, and then they say the most vulgar, hateful shit you will ever truly hear, like on a level. Or they talk about Latino people and like these shit. Fucking like, these wetbacks and they take your germs and they dig your germs.
That's that one fat dude.
I'm wearing the outfit. We're both wearing like the outfits of somebody who be saying that with these hats and like the hoodie.
The hats.
Yeah.
That's gross. That is nasty. Nasty award to us.
But it's true.
But it's true, bro. Because honestly, like, think about it, bro. Like,
I grew up getting called like the N-word all the time, bro. And bro, people would say certain shit that would like, as a kid, it would make me cry and shit, bro. Like real shit. And I'm not saying that there aren't like Jewish people who've had that, but I'm saying it's like.
Every day.
It's like, bro, you deal with this. Like, as a black person, as a Hispanic person, you know, you deal with that, bro. Like, you can't even walk into certain... Like, the shit that you fear is the shit that we live with.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Dude, you remember, I just told you, I just came home, what was it, like last week? Or the week before? 2 fucking days in a row where, like, you know, with the whole... guy, he said some fucking racial slur to me, and I was like, yo, fuck you fucking punk. And then the old lady... calling me like, you Spanish nigga. Like, I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? Where did this come from? Yeah, and I'm just like, dog,
no one's taking their bank account away.
And I'm not saying like, oh, our racism is worse than yours. I'm just saying.
I am right now. I mean, technically.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying in general, like, you know what I mean?
Yes, all discrimination is bad.
That shit off because, and again, this is just, it's comedy. That's one. It's comedy.
Exactly. And it's a Dave Chappelle sketch.
There was this one guy that said, like, oh, just because of the sketch, watch how many Jewish people are going to get beat up by tonight. No. My Jewish friend said the same thing. He was just like, bro, what are these guys saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I was just like, I don't know.
That's the thing, too. I think people, we also need to realize that, you know, a lot of things get overblown because of social media. You know, the Kanye thing, that was worth getting angry about and stuff like that. But there's other shit like with the Dave Chappelle thing where people start thinking things are a lot worse than they actually are. Because remember, even before he did the monologue, people were saying, oh, there's chaos at 30 Rock because of his trans ideals and everything, and everyone's boycotting. And then they interviewed him. They're like, no, it's business as usual.
That's it.
People are writing sketches. I'm
like,
saying them.
How can this trans member of SNL allow this to happen? And
bro,
they were literally the writers, and it was funny because his what was it? Not his manager, but his I don't know who the fuck it was. Dave Chappelle's like, let's just say his manager, whatever. I was there in the room. They was like, none of that shit happened.
It's business as usual, bro.
None of that happened in the writing room.
None of that.
And the trans individual, the cast member that was there, they was like, yeah, like everything is cool.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly, bro. Like, social media and the internet,
I fucking hate Twitter.
It warps reality. Bro, I told you I haven't actually physically tweeted in years.
I stopped, like, getting on that shit.
I go on there every once in a while and just, like, scroll through or something. But, like, that's it, bro. Social media warps reality so much that we have started eating each other alive.
Yeah.
None of us can just live and just have our own fucking life.
That's fucking dangerous.
If Kanye wasn't on social media, he would still be in our good graces.
Yes.
You know?
Blame Elon Musk.
Blame
Elon Musk. This motherfucker, yo, it's so
Mark
funny.
Zuckerberg.
Where's Tom?
Yeah, right.
I think he's just chilling right now. Like, wasn't like that Kermit the Frog?
This nigga's on an island, bro. This nigga is on an island right now watching the world burn.
And he's just chilling, getting his dick sucked.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, yo, this is in Thailand.
Wow.
Chill, smoking a blunt.
Yo, I wonder if he even has social media. He probably doesn't have social media. He's like, yo, fuck this.
It's done.
Like, he already created it, and then he saw the damage. He was like, nah. He's like Ghost from Empire. Like, nobody knows what. I don't even think Tom was a real man.
Yeah.
I think it was just a bot that created him, you know?
Yeah.
Because he had the same picture of him just like.
Forever.
Like, just on the computer.
Even back then, he was low key.
Yeah, he was low key as
Only one picture. No top 8.
Bro, they said, I remember one time they said, like, oh, he'll message you back. I'm pretty sure that was a bot. I tried it one time.
It probably
I was like, hey, Tom. He's like, hey, how are you? And he never said anything.
Yeah, there's probably like millions of people who would hit him up simultaneously. Even it definitely is a bot. It's like a reply bot that he put in there. But yeah, shout out for Tom for for getting out of the Matrix and staying out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Fuck that, man.
He was the first one to get a bag from the Matrix.
Man, he got the bag and he left. He did the assignment. He got the bag and he bounced. That's it.
That's how you got to do it, baby.
Nah, man, but like to end it off, I want to talk about Kyrie real quick.
Yes.
You know, because it's the shit that Kyrie's going through right now. Well,
it's like Chappelle said. He was like, Kanye got in so much trouble, he got Kyrie.
Yeah, he got Kyrie. Yeah,
that's really what it is.
And it's literally that. And the thing is, it's just like
there is an energy too. There is. I just want to. There is an energy too. Like since Kanye, there is an energy too of like, let's find black people to get rid of. Am I the only one? I feel like there's an essence of that. I don't feel like I'm crazy.
Right.
I feel like they're
I agree.
They're like, yo, like let's find black people that we are even slightly displeased with, and hang them out to dry in a million different ways, just to show them, like making a full-on example.
Nah, it's like
of like all of them.
If your income threshold is above this, let's destroy you. That's what I'm seeing.
And it's like
that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think they're doing it to be like, we see that all of you are starting to make more money, and there's more of you in this tax bracket now. And so we have to smack you in the back of the head to make you realize your place again. Because we don't want another Kanye.
Yeah.
So we don't want you thinking things are okay, and that just happened to him. You can feel it.
Yeah,
like,
you can feel
I'm not the only one. Like, nigga, like, black people have secret conversations too, nigga. We be talking, dog. We be talking.
Nah,
and
true.
I feel it. I fucking feel that shit.
I seen the fucking the CEO, I guess, of Nike, that old raggedy raisin-looking pasty motherfucker. He was just like, yeah, Kyrie said a couple of things, and we decided just to like not do business with him anymore.
Yeah,
but mind you, they've been wanting to like not do business with him anymore because they said like, yo, the sneakers that you are designing for me, it has my name. They look whack as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if I tell you, I'm gonna design a hat for you.
Yeah.
And you tell me I want it with this, and that. So I put all of that into one thing. You're like, that's not me. If Kyrie doesn't envision himself wearing the sneakers,
then he doesn't want it.
Then he doesn't want it. And you should really take that into account because, again, Kyrie is from the culture.
Yeah.
So Nike Ben wanted to get rid of him.
Well,
because he's stubborn. Also, Kyrie is, he's stubborn. He does little things that, might anger everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, it's like, like everybody's trying, like, now Nike drops him. What's gonna be next? You know what I mean?
Well, how about this though? It's like, all right, so Phil Knight is saying like, Kyrie said some things and I don't condone it. Okay, well, how about Chinese sweatshops? Do you condone those?
Yeah, and your sneakers are made from there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you condone that?
How many babies' arms are missing because of your shoes?
If you don't condone an Instagram post, but you do condone a child making your stuff.
Yeah.
To, paying them pennies on the dollar per hour, if that. Sometimes they even have to sleep in the fucking factory.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, it's been shown, not just with Nike, but with Apple and all that shit. They have dorms. These people live in the place that they work. So you don't condone that, but you do condone this. So what's good with that?
Side eye the camera.
You know what I mean? Let's go with that.
I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
That's fucking wild. It's all an excuse. Everybody just going back to what you just said. They're trying to get rid of the next black man.
That's the thing. Like, and nobody wants to say this, bro. And I'm here to say this shit, bro. It's like capitalism in America found the perfect system because in order for capitalism to fully flourish, there always has to be somebody at the bottom, right? Doing the work. Paying all the taxes while the larger people don't pay taxes.
Right.
There always has to be someone at the bottom to have things taken away from, right? Agreed. And what they did was when they found black people through slavery and all that type of stuff, they found a group of people that could be the permanent bottom.
Right.
If black people are no longer the bottom, then capitalism doesn't really work. You know what I mean? There's not people who can constantly buy shit with money that they don't have to keep them in credit card debt. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's no one that, can have some low-rent job, where they deserve more money, but you're never going to give them more money.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's where they want black people to really be. And then it's also, too, it's like they even use it with other minorities, where it's like they teach other minorities that black people are bad, and thus, as long as you're not black, you're okay.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the American dream that every other race on this earth is sold.
It's true.
As long as you are not a black person, right, and you just keep your head down and you obey everything that America says you're supposed to do, you'll be okay. You know,
stay away from these people because they're bad. And
even if they treat you bad, even if we treat you terribly, even if we treat you shitty, we beat on you, we come to your neighborhoods and we cause all sorts of trouble.
Right.
Even if you have it the worst, at least you're not that. And that's what it teaches you, dude.
Right.
Over and over and over again. It teaches people to abide by dumb shit, bro.
And that's why there's going to be...
And that's why they want to keep us down. They can sit down.
And divided. It's always going to be some divided...
It keeps the minorities divided as well, too.
I'm telling you, because matter of fact, what's crazy is that I picked up a passenger and then she was talking about like, she said some shit that was wild, bro. And she was a Latina lady. And she was just like, and her husband was black. She's like, yeah, I told my husband, like, every black person in New York, they're so bad. But everybody from where they're at, I'm not going to say where, like, they're so good. And I'm just like, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, listen, and then the husband was just like, he's like, I don't know why she keeps saying that. And then you could tell the guy was, like, disturbed.
Yeah,
but
he's like, why did I marry this
her
woman?
mind.
Of course.
And then what's crazy, the last thing was just like, she was like, yeah, because, like, black people here, they're so dangerous, this, and that. And then she's like, oh, where you live? She was like, Washington Heights. And I'm like, why does everybody believe that every Dominican lives in Washington Heights? That's first of all.
Yeah.
No, I told her, no, I'm from Brooklyn. Oh, you're from Brooklyn? I'm like, yeah, and I was actually raised around black people.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I'm telling her husband, like, yeah, like, black people aren't bad. Like, you know what I mean?
My nigga, like
just because you hear stuff on the news, one, they want to fucking, like, shine a light on that. But then, there's crime happening because people are poor and they're just trying to get a buck. I'm not condoning the crime and shit like that, but it's things like that, and it's drilled into the minority's mind, and that's why a lot of people, especially Spanish people, it's always some shit that they're like, black people are bad. Marry a white guy with blue eyes. You have, like, this separation.
Yeah.
I have a friend, a guy that I know, and it's just like his mom is dark-skinned, his father's fair-skinned like me, and he has a thing against dark-skinned Dominicans. And I'm like, yo, your mom is dark-skinned. She ain't black. I'm like, she's darker than my mother.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, it's always, it's like a...
Bro, I'll see it all the time,
That
man.
shit pisses me off, bro. And it's everybody doesn't understand that. It's just they're brainwashing the shit out of us.
They force you to think like, yo...
Sorry.
No. It's very real. I understand that frustration. Because they literally force you to think like... You have to be with these people. If you go with him, you're going to have less. If you go with this person, you're going to have more. And that's what it is. You don't want to go with this person because that's going to cause so many more problems in your life.
But what's crazy, just
you don't want a headache, do you?
Oh, don't go with him because you're going to have less. Go with him, you're going to have more. Yep. Don't go with him because you can't trust him, but go with him because you can't trust him. But then he's saying, like, I'm going to use you, but then once I'm done with you, I'm going to throw you out.
Exactly.
Nigga, like, I see that shit.
Exactly.
So what are we talking about?
I know.
Oh, bro.
I know.
This is hard, man. This is hard.
And it's nuts, dude. It's nuts.
I'm telling you, being from the East Coast, especially the tri-state and everything, you already know what it is, man.
Well,
you already know what it is.
And it's also, too, it's like...
It's just tough.
No, it's real, man. And, like, that's the thing. Like, being a black man in America particularly, but also in the world,
period,
is the strict realization that every race and religion and every country inherently does not like you and does not want you there.
Right.
That's really what it is. It doesn't matter what, like, race of people or whatever. Don't get me wrong. There's always going to be a group of of this or that or whatever that are super cool with you, and they're like, dude, what my people are doing is fucked up. There's always going to be that.
Right.
But the country as a whole, or the territory, or the state as a whole, does not like you. The social system there, the outlook that they have of black people is bad. It doesn't matter where you go. Even if they don't have black people, they separate people by dark skin and light skinned, and the light skin have more, and the dark skin have less.
Yeah.
In every country.
No matter what.
Even in Africa. You know what I mean? That's, and a lot of it's because of colonialism and shit like that, but it's the fucking truth. It's the fucking truth in a lot of places. And people want to deny it. It's
22, bro. Like, and this shit's still going on. But all of this just derives from,
just to say from,
Yeah, it's just because of the way that they're treating Kyrie.
And
yes, he posted that whole fucking video. he said he doesn't agree with a lot of stuff that's in there. Obviously, like the negative things.
Oh, yeah.
We all know about, like the black Hebrew Israelites and shit
Yes.
like that. We know about them. We know
And
the shit
they
that
have
they
some
spew.
crazy ideas
I had
and
family
everything.
in that shit, and trust me, them motherfuckers is wild as fuck. I'll
Yes.
say it. Fight me, whatever. You
Yeah.
already know where I'm at. But it's just those black Israel. They say some wild shit, bro. But
Yes.
he never said that he is an like what he was saying.
Anti-Semite.
Yeah,
He was just saying that he's a Semite.
He said he was. Yes, he said
That's
I'm
all
a
he's
Semite,
trying to spread.
and he was like, "Yo, I'm just trying to find myself
Yes.
because I'm trying to find my people."
And
we
that's
saw
what
a
Louis-
documentary, matter of fact.
Yeah.
About like there are African Jews.
Yes, there are.
In
There's
Africa.
mad of them. Like, bro, and here's the thing, too. It's like, that's what, Louis Farrakhan was trying to say. He was like, the brother wasn't trying to do anything anti-Semitic.
find
He was just
himself.
trying to find who he is
Yes.
as a person. The identities that were stolen from us. You know?
True.
Like, I mean, you gotta think about it, too. Judaism was the first of the Abrahamic faiths. You know what I mean? So obviously, like, and a lot of those Abrahamic faiths started in that area, like, the Middle East and in Africa.
Right.
You know what I mean? So obviously, the first people of all these faiths are going to be in Africa.
Right.
At least a portion of them. Of
course.
I'm not saying all of them, and that's another thing, too. I think there's a big problem, and my big problem with the black Israelites,
Right.
my big issue is their whole thought that Jewish people now are frauds and they're fakers.
Yeah.
And they made this whole concocted plan
About,
to steal
yeah.
the identity of actual Jews. And so that I don't think that's true at
shut
all.
the fuck
I don't think that's
up.
true at all. I think it's just simply, if we're talking about the Bible, talking about the Garden of Eden, we're mixing theology and history. Simple fact is, most people have said the Garden of Eden is in Africa, right? So,
Yes.
so if the cradle of civilization, if all civilization has started in Africa, right, that's where all those things went down.
Yeah.
Then the first Jews would be African.
Yes.
If people are saying that Jesus was black, which is a relatively agreed with thing that people now say.
Of course.
If you say Jesus is black, then what does that make every other Jewish person that was there? Do you think it was just white, black, white, and that's it? Like, he was this random anomaly of just, like, he's just this dark-skinned black dude standing next to a bunch of Mel Brookses? I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. That doesn't mean any of these people who are any other type of Judaism or anything aren't Jewish. They very clearly are. And, they have their faith. And it's a faith that I don't know anything about, but it does not mean that my blood and my lineage wasn't originally linked to
From
it.
that, yeah. And what's crazy is
that's
that,
the thing.
And I'll go back, to a bunch of people. Matter of fact, it was Charlamagne the God. He was like, I really don't think that Kyrie saw the whole documentary.
Yeah.
So it's because if he would have seen those things, I'm pretty sure, because Kyrie's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's not dumb.
Well,
he
he's
would've
also a flat
posted
earther,
that.
though.
No, that's
Using-
that's the yeah.
There's some realms of them.
That's the different part. Yeah, let's keep it a stack.
let's
yeah.
just keep it a stack,
Yeah,
bro.
we'll
This
keep it a
nigga's
stack.
not,
Yeah.
he's not a professor
There's
of
a lot of
biochemistry.
motherfuckers that believe in that shit.
You know?
Yo, at one point I was speaking to somebody, and these motherfuckers almost made me believe that the Earth was flat.
No, that's the
And I'm like, what?
stupidest
We
thing in
live in the
world.
globe? And I'm like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. No, Manny, stop. Stop. No.
It's fucking
Like, yeah, come on.
idiotic.
It's science. But, like, no. I mean, going to, like, when it comes to, like, race.
Space isn't real.
When it comes to
Some of them
ethnicity, I
think
mean,
that.
space isn't real.
It's also like,
Yeah,
what
they
is...
said there's an ocean above us.
It's like,
Yeah.
also like, what is that? Like, all right, so if the Earth's flat... I'm sorry, it's like...
Somebody told me that the Earth was squared because in the Bible it says like the four corners of the Earth and everything, and I'm just like,
Yeah, and it's like, that's because no one ever fucking explored, so they actually
Exactly.
thought
You got
that
your
it was...
northwest,
They
east side,
thought it was
forward,
flat at the time that they're writing the Bible, you fucking moron. We have things called satellites that travel places.
Exactly.
And
There's
they
a
see
Tesla
us
up
from
there.
mad far away.
There's a Tesla spaceman with a fucking car.
Fucking idiot. You go there.
He has a car.
Like, all right, so like if you think the Earth is flat, right? Is it like one of those like old drawings you would see in history books where water is just running off the sides?
Yeah.
What happens?
So what
is it a
happens to that
cycle?
water?
How do you make an apparatus that can make the Earth flat that would convince everybody that it's still round?
It's going
How do you
to-
do it? Did every government decide to hold this secret together? You fucking morons! And when did they start this thing?
They did, and that's why all the water is going into Antarctica, into the second layer of Earth.
Yes.
Which there's a new world down there. And it's just like you hear this
It's
shit,
like
bro.
none of this
bro,
is-
you be like, man, motherfuckers got time.
It couldn't be more idiotic.
Motherfuckers got
Yeah.
time, bro.
And that's my
I'm
hope.
out here picking up motherfuckers,
Yeah,
taking them to
yeah,
New Jersey,
yeah.
JFK. You got niggas out here talking about, like literally open
Yeah.
their butt.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
like
flat. And there's a third layer, my brother, and there's crystals and rock people there. You're like, nigga, what?
See, and
Oh, my God.
that's the whole thing too. It's like we're all thinking that Kyrie is wilding out, but really, this might be him just regaining his sanity. Like he went so deep down the rabbit hole. Of
Yeah,
flat
everybody
earthing
thought he was nuts.
that he started pulling away from that. He's like, "That's crazy. Let me tone this
Exactly.
down." He's like, "Hold up, we're the real
Exactly.
Jews."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, go to what I was saying. Like, I don't think he saw the whole film.
He's weaning himself off
Yeah,
of
exactly.
crazy thoughts.
Exactly. Oh shit, my hair is nappy. Like, yes, dog. Yes.
Yeah,
What do
yeah,
you think you
yeah.
had? Like,
Yeah.
dog, nah. But like, yo, I don't know, man. It's
Have
just
you
the
seen?
whole thing.
Have you seen the documentary?
Bro, I went like 25 minutes in, and it was literally like what you said, just a bunch of pictures and shit.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, what am I watching?
It's really. I'll be honest with you. It's not a documentary. It's more indoctrination.
Yeah.
In the sense
It's
of like
brainwashing.
It
in a
is.
sense.
That's what I mean. Like it's
Yeah,
brainwashing. It's like it's sitting there over and over, showing you images. Doesn't give you it. Like all right, the morsels of information it does give you. Some of them are true.
Right.
Right. As far as like black people where you started and all that type of stuff. But the way that they do it is brainwashing. It's like
It is.
over and over and over. They're repeating the same exact thing.
And it's
in all
always like
these
that one
different
image
ways.
that it's like,
Yes.
you know, like those little flashy
Yes.
points, and you're like, what the
What
fuck?
is
I
this?
had to stop it, bro.
What is this?
Like
And
my
you're-
eyes, oh man, it's fucking with me.
It's very, very strange,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
watch it, and it's like
Strange
a
as fuck.
PowerPoint presentation.
Fucking weird.
It's like the most cheaply made thing you'll ever watch. The first 18 minutes of it are just production company commercials.
Yeah.
Which is so weird. You remember that? You remember that episode of Family Guy where they make
Yeah,
that
where
joke
they kept
where the
going,
production
brought to you
company
by
is he's
this,
like
that,
he thinks the
every
movie's
company.
starting and it's
Yes.
another production company.
Yeah.
That's what that movie did for 18 minutes,
18
dude.
minutes, bro.
I sat there.
I
and
went 25, and I'm like, I'm done with this shit.
Dude.
like,
I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was in there for like 10 minutes. And I'm thinking like eventually there's some clips that are so long.
Yeah.
You think the movie started,
and it wasn't.
and it wasn't
It was
the
just
movie.
another production
It's just
company.
another production company. Fucking insanity. These people.
I'm telling you, son. I don't know, man. Like, there's no way that Kyrie. Hold on. I think he literally. It's true what they said. I think he just saw. Like, was it from Negroes to, was it?
From Hebrews
From
to
Hebrews to
Negroes.
Negroes. I think he just saw that and he just posted it. Because there's no way that he went 20 minutes off of production.
It's 3.5
company,
hours,
bro.
by the way.
Well, he didn't see that
It's
shit.
been once I rented it.
You got practice.
I rented it and I looked as soon as I turned it on. I saw 3. I was like, I can't.
You rented it?
Yeah, of course. I wanted to see. I wanted to see what it was saying. No, I'm like, fuck it, you know. Black people, we gotta
Just
support each
kidding.
other. You
Just
know?
kidding.
I wanted to see what was good, so I put it on
get
and
it,
everything.
It
And
was crazy. I just don't agree with the whole 6 things that he has to do.
No,
Like, the
it's
guy
crazy.
basically apologized and he said that like, yo, I wasn't trying to cause any harm.
no, I don't.
But then
think
you
he
want
was
him to
either.
pay $500K.
I don't
Then you
think
want
it-
him to do a bunch of other
Yeah, it's
shit. That
fucking
it's just
ridiculous,
like,
bro.
all right, that just stop.
This is too much.
It's too much.
For sharing, you know, and people, you know, it's so funny too. But like, people are comparing, like, you know, they're like, oh, you don't give anybody this when you talk shit about black people, and then other people,
don't.
but they're rebuttaling like, oh, what about Donald Sterling and this, that, and the
All
third.
they did was take the team away from him.
All they did was take the team away, but also measure those acts against each other. So you have
Posting.
posting a picture with no caption.
Yep.
And literally you have voice recordings of this guy saying nigger over and over and over and
Calling
over again.
Magic Johnson, all sorts
Yes.
of names.
So-
I don't like you around those people.
Exactly. So like to even equate those like, oh yeah, same
That
problem,
is
same
way
thing, it's way off. And you know, and in fact, I would actually say Kyrie's punishment is racist.
Yeah, it is.
It's very
They're
clearly racist.
bucking him.
Yes.
That's all it is.
That's what they're doing. They're
That-
tying
Nick
to a
Cannon
post
said
and-
that
yeah.
shit.
They're buck breaking,
Who
dude.
buck breaking him? He was with, was it Vlad? He was with somebody, a
Yeah,
Jewish
yeah.
individual, and the guy was like, tell me what buck breaking is. And then when he told him, he was just like, oh, like he kind of like
Yeah.
stood shut in a sense. I
Because
didn't see
people
the
don't
rest of it.
actually understand. It's like
Nobody
if you
understands
guys don't
that.
understand what buck breaking is, right?
Let's
It's
make-
basically what they would do in slavery when they would bring somebody, you know, a group of people over, right? Sometimes they would do this with unruly slaves that just wouldn't learn, but also they would do it as an immediate introduction into you are a slave, right? Yeah. So what they would do is they would bring over whole tribes, right? Sometimes, and they would take the biggest guy or the leader, just the chief, and they would tie them to a post, and they would rape them in the ass. They would fuck them in the ass.
They'll embarrass
in front
you.
of everyone.
Yeah.
In front of everyone, right? To embarrass them on such a level that nobody had faith in their leadership anymore. And I'll be honest, I think this is a key root to where a lot of black homophobia comes from. And the feeling of not wanting to be feminine and the feeling of wanting to be hypermasculine. I think it honestly stems from a lot of this stuff. Right. So they would do that. They would rape them in the ass, or they would tie them to a post and whip them until they eventually passed out from the pain and stuff like this. So when, a black person does something wrong, and I use quotes not saying fully that the person's not wrong, but that the wrong or the falsehood could be subjective.
Yeah.
When they do something like that, and then white people, pull them to the side, single them out, and run them through the mud so that nobody will ever do what they do again, that strikes a feeling of buck breaking and dehumanization to us. So when you share a simple Instagram post, right, and then they spend all this time calling you anti-Semitic, you know what I mean? They say you have to do all these different things and stuff and start pulling away all your shit when all you did was send a post. You didn't do what Kanye did.
No.
All you did was put out a post. That to us is extremely dehumanizing and is far more racist than sending an Instagram post.
It's literally modern day racism.
Oh, yeah. They'll find any way.
Yeah, they'll find any way. It's like they're saying like, all of you basketball players, all you black motherfuckers, if y'all get out of line,
then we'll be doing this to you. And that's why they get so angry about how rich black people are. We don't need, to be quite honest, I mean, black people are the tastemakers in this entire country. We've made the last, 4 or 5 genres of music in the last 50 years to 100 years. We've always been the one who's created it.
Right.
And the only reason we didn't have the cornerstone of that business wasn't because you were better than that or anything. It was because we physically could not get into the building. It was illegal. Through actual papers, it was against the law for us to be within certain feet of white people, unless we were serving them. So we had to have a conduit. We had to have a middleman for that. Now we don't need a middleman. And yes, these certain black people, including Kanye, shouldn't have said things so harshly, and they shouldn't have made things about themselves, and they shouldn't have went to a way that, kind of glossed over all people of a certain religion.
Of course.
But his talking about how we need to stand up and we can do all this shit for ourselves and we don't need you is completely true, and I don't think that's racist at all.
There you go.
Said it.
I agree. That was fucking excellent.
This is excellent, but heavy. I'm so sorry, guys.
This was a heavy-ass episode, but it was, it
started
needed
off
to be
funny.
said.
We started with OnlyFans.
Yeah, it was all
and went
funny.
into this.
We were 2 weeks out. So
Exactly.
All
So we
of this
got a
shit
lot
was
of
just
shit.
weighing on top of us.
Yeah.
And it was just like, just like going back. Like, if you guys would have waited, let's say if we would have waited just to talk about Kanye from the beginning, this would have just been a whole Kanye episode.
I know. That is true.
You know what I mean? But it was like every week something is happening with this whole situation.
Yeah, so you get to see the timeline of things. It's kind of nice in that way.
It's tough, man. It's tough, man. But I love it. I think we did pretty good today. Salud, my brother.
Salud, my friend.
And you know what, guys? This is a new studio.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for
guys.
watching.
Definitely for watching, subscribing, and just loving us and just commenting and sharing, man.
Yeah.
We love it, man.
We love you,
Sign
dudes.
us out, brother.
Thank you for watching the False Prophets podcast. I'm Phil Risden.
I'm Manny Perez.
And we'll see you later.
Peace.